this is Connor Marvin. I'm going to read some poems for you. I'm so glad that I'm here. I'm so glad that you're here. I got some things. So this first one I'm going to read was inspired by a dream that I had where in the dream I was sort of looking, I was like moving over different places in the earth at different points in time. And one of the places I kind of zoomed in on was Spain, February 27th. And in the dream, in the world of the dream, every February 27th in Spain, they held what was called the Festival of Missing the Sea, which was a ritualized celebration or kind of mourning of longing for the ocean, of feeling that pull towards the ocean. So this is the Festival of Missing the Sea. Tide pulse pulls at the loud edges. Somewhere far away there's a fair cliff, seagull cry, vacant strand, barnacle blistered and salt green rocking. Morning floods across the endless ocean to find the forests ripe in ecstatic prayer, the trees and birds all singing to the dawn. What would the world look like if we were all awake? An anchor drops in me, illuminates the slow snow below. What wreck is here? What sunken thing? Who put this here? Schools of fish fractal dance through the skeletons of my deep mind. Turtles pirouette between monasteries of dreaming jellyfish. A perfect sunrise could bloom from my impossible gate, twin megaliths framing hot dawn. The stars in me whisper an ocean of destiny, a depth of sunken murmur, la mer, la mer. The sea mother speaks in 1,000 slow whale sirens wailing, salt tears tearing a crack in the sky through the moon. Neither sea nor moon have ever called anyone lazy. They recline dark, candle-lit bathtub, nude everywhere, a halo inside a slick black stone, thick with brine and sweat. We gather in the castle with cool silver in our blood and a soulful psalm on our lips. We miss her. We moan, we ache, we beg, reach long for her. She is miles away and groaning under the weight of our poison, covered with single-use convenience. Our petrochemical exhale drags at her giant body, weep for the ocean. We lucid dream in rainbows shimmering through her dark womb. She dreams of us awake. The natural state of everything but us is prayer. We alone stand atop the soapbox of our free will with confetti coming out our mouth, plastic confetti. It gets everywhere. We are clogging the cracks that let the light in, insatiably scrambling to fill our house with garbage. We dream of oceanic language. In order to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe. You are not alone. When they ask who built that, list the names of every laborer, the names of the animals whose labor in death fed them, the names of their mothers, the secret names of the land that poured up to hold their sleeping form, and rivers that quenched them, whose water fills the spaces between the cells that work together to make each hammer swing, the names of every blade of grass that held their feet. Only God can make an apple pie from scratch. My tongue is the miracle that the ocean can make with a single drop of sunshine. The sea waits patient for the day when we fulfill our destiny, when every human realizes our collective connection, when we awake, lucid, and join everything else in prayer. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. the face that you had before the world was made. You were old before you ever had a name. Paradise is our birthright, and damned be any who stand in the way of love. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Thank you. This next poem I wrote in 2016, and I used to print this poem out, and I would go all around and leave copies of it at bus stops and at cafes and even in the middle of the sidewalk. And I would do this every year since 2016 on the spring equinox, the first day of spring. It's a poem about hope. It's a love letter to the earth. It's called Every Winter Ends. Something about a springtime. Something in the way a shoe dangles, and the foot in it, and the leg swinging over the edge of a precipice of precision bent on fabricating linen scripture, altruistic misfits hanging legs off the cliff. Above, here we are. Green grass and souls ablaze, tender neon ferns uncurling, a giggle stuck echo in a dewdrop ricocheting off the inside of surface tension in Earth's holy sweat. Below, anything. Could be anything. Maybe jagged, maybe 1,000 red balloons spelling out war is over. Maybe a mirror reflecting the souls of our souls dangling over the ledge. The point is, across the drop, there's a horizon. And over the horizon is whatever we want it to be. Something about a springtime. Something in the way she smiles. I mean, every feminine expression, the turn of a page, the smoke from a cigarette or coffee cup, the smell of the compost heap. The rot that comes alive this time of year, letting everyone know she makes use of everything. The earth, she flexes and stretches and gently and blossoms and bloom like gutters flush with rain and a breeze in every hair. I stretch or bloom and give accidental birth to a horizon in perfect three-point perspective. Sometimes I worry that this world has given up on whimsy. But then a springtime comes around like a whirligig of revolutionary love, and nobody gets to vote on that. No fascist cabinet's gonna take the flowers from my hair, and if they try to take them from yours, you've given me the strength to, like Gandhi said, be the fist I want to see in a Nazi's face. But today is a day for looking at the sky. Today, I love you like the universe loves complexity, a rushing momentum from a world of pure hydrogen to bonding and combining from a sea of life seed, that swarming ocean of single-celled God flesh, sprinting forward through a primate's orgasm, tracing my family tree from the Big Bang to slam into my heaving body in this moment here, where today I love you like the universe loves complexity. Like evolution loves solving problems. I believe in evolution. I think buried in the raw data of the rules of the universe is where God is found. Abstract information spiraling fractals of light, the unity contained in the parts. If anything can be said about God, it's that God loves a colorful patchwork. God loves the smell of rot in the springtime and graffiti on underpass cement and ungovernable flowers bursting through asphalt. I love you like the universe loves complexity, like every experience I had stretching back to the Big Bang led me to you. Everyone I loved before you, the ones I said dangerous things like forever to, compared me perfectly for this moment, dangling feet over the edge of the event horizon. Draw a circle around yourself. This space is sacred. Everything that enters comes to teach. God is a circle whose center is everywhere. Take the solitary point of your heart, stretch it infinitely in both directions. Look how, if stretched to infinity, it becomes a circle. This space is sacred, the heart, a universe pumping complexity through capillary skies flush with bloody love, something about a springtime. Sometimes I worry that this world's given up on whimsy, but nobody gets to vote on joy. Nobody gets to vote on love. I'm going to read one more poem for you. Those first two that I read are from Schrodinger's Mantra. It's available places where you can get books on the internet. I'd love for you to have a copy. This next one, I wrote, it all kind of poured out of me in in the space of maybe an hour. In an airport in California. Last year on my birthday, I flew to California to go to my grandfather's funeral. And after going to his funeral and spending some time at the ocean for the first time in years, I was in the airport waiting to come back to Colorado and wrote this. In defense of happy tree poems, sound off in the comments whether or not you think beauty is valuable anymore. What did beauty ever do for you? What did nature ever do for you? Writing about the sublime beauty of nature is not the reason people are suffering. Greed is. Colonial rational humanism. Scientific materialism, the Hegelian dialectic, the colonial gaze is that which renders everything an object, othered, untamed commodity, puts the Amazon rainforest on a scale, and glowing dollar signs roll like the wheel of fortune, neon green. The tree, in its catastrophic elegance, offers a counterpoint. The joy of the writer offers a way out. Colonial capitalism exists in direct opposition to the natural. Feudalism was at least ecological. Feudalism did not bring the earth to the brink of mass extinction. What is real, what is news, what has literal value, that is economic, what does this do? 1,000 brutal facts vie for top shelf atrocity. This is real. Rub my face in the gravel, eyes open. It will kill you. This tree. Don't make eye contact. It might just pull your head up from your swipe, scroll, shut me off and pump me full of news, tragedy, fear, sex. I'm holding on to the second hand of the countdown clock tower. Each click brings me closer or further from heaven. Everything depends on perspective. Whose eyes? I want to kill you. Try me first. Bring your sharpened steel, your brazen claws, ribbon me right here in the mud. Time lapse as my cells collapse. I fill with worms and beetles mold, and my data billows like ink into water through the earth. I become the meadow. Let's kill each other. I want to show you the tree that ends your identification with the center and not the circumference. God, if I could give my eyes to the oil barons, I'd swear they'd claw them out with their bare hands at the sight of what they had done. Problem solved. I didn't grow these myself, though. I was given them by my father, the rain battering the outside of the tent, the hour-and-a-half drives to the mountains, the shush of our skis, the crackle of snow on power lines, the dense silence crowding mounded canvas landscape by my mother and her gardening despite her allergies. I was given these eyes by Rumi and Rilke. The Quran is only a translation of the celestial mother book, every thread in the tapestry of nature teeming with prophecy. Every leaf buzzing with the mystery of unity. Every angel is terrifying. And beauty is nothing but the beginning of terror. Beauty knows it could kill you, but chooses not to. Now, I want to kill you. I want to kill the oil baron inside me and the smirking academic. I want to be angelic. Looks can kill. Beauty can annihilate you. The abyss will gaze back into you. I hope one day to die inside a poem about a tree, about what is so easy to habitually just glance past. A miracle in motion bores us. Give us entertainment or give us death. Give us death. Before I die, I want to die. Not just for practice, to exhale all that does not ultimately matter, which is most things. To have a flash, a lightning strike calling home to the real. A poem about a tree is a death poem. The horrible delicacy of it all, the mirror, the well-documented healing impact of nature on trauma. So why chop at your own roots, as if the natural, original state of humanity is anything other than staring, childlike, reduced to ashes at the mere sight of a tree, housed in the abscess under silhouette pillows. She cages the lightning. Her jaws flux. Her eyelids shatter. Pastel. The peace to dream your own childhood back alive and survived. I wish for 1,000 wishes. Would spend each one asking the angels to draw the pupils wide. Really look at this tree. Let it kill you. Let it kill the oil baron and the smirking academic inside you. Rot. Have the guts to imagine utopia. Blindfold yourself and run naked through the woods. Maybe the reason we name hurricanes after people is so we can imagine them manageable, like pets. I have spoken of death as annihilation, but my grandfather has been stuffed into a hole in the wall and come out as ashes. They are in a box, in a bag, in an armoire in my grandmother's bedroom in a retirement community in Northern California. I have spoken of death as annihilation. Now, my feet drink the cold, dark Pacific for the first time in half a decade, and I am toppled. The smile in me breaks all my ribs. My jeans are soaked. I am the only one in the water. The atom in me retakes paradise. Wish you were here. I wish I were naked here in the salt and foggy coast. Claws of froth paw at bits of crab. This is where the heave comes alive inside me. I mean, the ocean is inside me and it kills to be so far away, aware it kills me now, falling like a surrounded king, cracking as I hit the chessboard. I give up. There are thoughts that save and thoughts that kill. And which will you grow in your garden? And what is death? Where now is your sting? Who placed this prize? Who set the rabbit at the end of this run that we now barrel towards from the starting gun, snarling, salivating at the thought. And in that final moment where we catch it in our jaws, growl, draw infinity signs in the air as the audible cracking of bones trembles our fangs, we are completed and annihilated. Albert Einstein said that the only question that matters is whether we live in a friendly universe or a hostile one. Mushroom cloud reflecting in the heartbroken pupils of a child. Sunlight, forest, ash, forest, sunlight. There is a thread, a line that draws things together. Draw me a picture of a better world. What I mean is, draw me a picture and it makes the world better. God drew the bowstring trembling back and shot you straight through the heart of this world. The blazing hole you left in your wake is still a highway used by golden angels. You pierced the bullseye at the center of the quantum mystery. If we are all to die, what better army to have at my side? I wish I had a better memory, because I smell the breath of God on your words that slip through the harbor of your lips casually, as if by accident. I wish only to dilate the aperture that lets beauty in. Beauty is woven on the loom of sight, beholder and beheld, tangled up in thread. Are you as free as you look to my eyes? My grandfather's ashes will sit in an armoire for months. Decades ago, he picked his burial plot in the motherland, County Cork, Ireland, small town parish, the well my blood was drawn up from. Plane tickets will be bought. A genetic branch will constellate back into the ground that bears the bones that built us. Another son of Aaron returned to her, left in a ship, came back in an urn. Now tell me of an oak tree. The English cut every tree in Ireland to build the navy that defiled the planet. Her population never recovered the famine. A quarter of her starved to death in only 4 years. Now let me tell you of an oak tree. When the Christians came with sword and flame, they cut the sacred groves that stood for centuries. Now let me tell you of an oak tree. Let me tell you how that an oak tree can kill you if you look at it right, if you let it. Look at it right. Let me tell you of how to die before you die. Practice looking, retake paradise, storm heaven. Let me tell you of the emptying of the forests of Ireland, the emptying of the Amazon. Let me tell you of the eyes that empty, the empty eyes, and the eyes that fill. Heart blood pierced like diamond-tipped crucible, choking the moment. We are viral and mimetic. We trend and fall to the bottom of the digital ashtray. Who will you reach for? When heaven's ragged voice cries your final name. Now let me tell you of an oak tree, muttering in the perfect fog for centuries, overlooking a graveyard in County Cork, Ireland, small town parish. Let me tell you of the wisdom of peasants. Let me sing to you of the way seasons cling at my blood, and how this taught me who to love, and how, like a tree that loses everything easily, faith that spring will come again, let go, like heaven empties its pockets, and in the jingle of glittering stars lets another of Aaron's sons pass back into the great womb at the center of everything. May we all follow, hand in hand. May we grow old, watching the trees, writing useless words like we always have. Peasants in the arms of God. Thank you.
Our mission is peace.